Hey everybody, this is Venus Flytrap 99 with JJ's After the Movies Reviews. Today we are reviewing Rio. That's right, we're going into the jungle, into the Rio Wild movie. Okay, really just into Rio. This is Rio, one of my favorite movies I've ever watched in my life. I can truly safely say this is the best movie I've ever watched in my life. It's got extremely well detailed coloration and has just true emotion to it. This movie is produced by 20th Century Fox and also by Blue Sky Productions, the same developers and producers of Ice Age. If you're familiar with Ice Age, which I am, is very similar to that, but in a completely new world. We are in the Brazilian jungles of Rio de Janeiro. Rio de Janeiro is a beautiful place with tons of beautiful macaws, but this story takes place after one last blue macaw male and female. Originally, the blue macaw male was saved and rescued by this owner who ends up raising him and saving him and raising him in captivity, and he becomes spoiled and becomes a little bit nerdy and very intelligent. As this happens, this biologist or doctor that researched birds found him as he was walking by, and he said that it's very important for them to reunite Blue, the male macaw, which is named Blue, his name's Blue, with their female blue macaw, which is named Jewel, and they said it's critical to save their species, so they're hoping that they reunite them. So by doing this, they go to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and they travel to Rio, and as they are going to Rio, they are leaving a completely different climate from Minnesota, where it's freezing cold, to a very new and hot and warm climate, Brazil. And as they are in Brazil, driving in the Jeep, they are getting to experience the sights of Rio de Janeiro. Rio de Janeiro is just such a beautiful place on this movie. They really made the coloration and the life pop out on this movie. So definitely think that they really did well with this movie, period. So basically, after they are in the aviary, where Jewel is, basically, they are looking through all the birds that they have saved. But Rio is a real place. If you look here, this is a map, a picture of the map of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. This is a real place in real life. Now, this movie, of course, does not take place in real life, but the movie took, a place that really does exist and made it into this wonderful little movie. This movie, if you purchase it on DVD, does come with Angry Birds Rio 15 exclusive levels if you enter the code. And this movie truly is awesome. This is, like I said before, truly the best movie I've ever seen in my life. I give this movie 5 stars, and I give it, on a scale from 1 to 10, a full 10. It has great quality, it has true happiness and love to it, and it's actually hysterical as well. It's very funny and very cool. For anybody, it's for any ages, from kids to teenagers to adults to even elders. I would say this movie is for pretty much anybody on the face of the planet. This movie truly brings out the Brazilian culture and the actual culture of love, samba, and so much more. This movie brings together all kinds of different things, and this movie was very well put together. This movie also has extremely great detail and also is very lifelike. If you notice here, the picture is just, they look like real birds. I mean, as you can see to the right is Jewel, the female, and, and then is Blue, the male blue macaw. So you got the pretty girl and the one who thinks that, he will never get her. So you got Blue, and, she doesn't really even think that they're friends at first, Jewel, because at first they were kind of introduced forcibly, and at first Jewel attacks Blue, which is pretty funny, and as the scientist and Linda, Blue's owner, leave thinking that they're getting along, they're actually not, and as they, go through that part there on that scene, of Joel attacking him all night, they get smuggled again. Somebody snatches Blue and Joel and smuggles them and puts them in a cage, takes them to the person who actually ordered this person to steal them. And get this, a bird helped the bad guy get these birds. That's right, there is a bad guy bird, which is a cockatoo. And he's very ugly and mean and very, very, vicious and malicious. And he has this whole theme for himself. It's just incredibly good movie to see. It's funny. It's, pretty nice movie. And it's got full HD. It's got 3D. If you get the 3D version, it all depends on what kind of format you'd like to watch it in. But other than that, after that, they were captured and they were put in this cage, and Joel is basically trying to convince Blue to play dead because she knows she was smart. She knew that apparently that so forth that they were going to bad people. They knew that it wasn't good. So as the bad guy's boss, which paid this kid, which a kid stole the birds, and there were two other bad guys. They were like the assistants, but they hired the kid to steal the birds because this was, I guess, the best way for them to do that. After this happens, they were locked away in a cage, and when Joel tries to escape, the cockatoo grabs Joel, throws her in the cage, and they chain the two birds together with a metal chain. And, as so forth, after that, Linda and the doctor are devastated to hear that that has happened to their beloved birds, and after that, the police were called, and you can see in that one scene where they show Linda upset about Blue, she was saying how she should never came to Rio, that they were showing the police car, and just pretty dramatic and action-packed scene, to see the police car lights going around wild like that, because of somebody smuggling birds again. This movie really does show in the beginning how birds are smuggled and how they're cruelly treated when harvested from the wild. So, I don't think it's wrong to keep these birds in captivity if they are captive bred. If they are wild caught, you should not keep them, because anything that comes straight from the wild and goes into a store, you should not buy. You can get, because if you're going to get exotic animals like these, you should always get captive bred animals, such as reptiles, birds, fish, and more. There's another plus side to getting captive bred animals. They're more tame. Sometimes they're even more vibrant coloration in captivity, that is, because wild things will lose their coloration in captivity, and they will also perhaps live longer and do well. But back to the movie. Anyway, this movie was, again, brought to you by Blue Sky Productions, and Ice Age, you can tell it's got that format of, characters, of these more than intelligent beings, and of, basically, basically, them trying to figure out what's going on, just like on Ice Age when they didn't know what was going on with the Ice Age to Meltdown. So that's what this movie really represents, them trying to figure out what's going on. And it's a bit confusing at first, but as you go forth with the movie, and as you watch the movie, you will find that it's really entertaining, funny, and it's got a lot of, different things for everybody. That, a little bit for everybody, I guess you could say. It's also a great movie for people who love birds. So I'm sorry, right now I have to cut it and go to part 2, but definitely click on part 2 right above Blue's head there. Thank you.